The Cimarron River extends 698 miles across New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Kansas. The headwaters flow from Johnson Mesa west of Folsom in northeastern New Mexico. Much of the river's length lies in Oklahoma, where it either borders or passes through 11 counties. There are no major cities along its route. The river enters the Oklahoma Panhandle near Kenton, crosses the southeastern corner of Colorado into Kansas, re-enters the Oklahoma Panhandle, re-enters Kansas, and finally returns to Oklahoma, where it joins the Arkansas River at Keystone Reservoir west of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Its only impoundment. The Cimarron drains a basin that encompasses about 18,927 square miles. Etymology. The river's present name comes from the early Spanish name, Rio de los Carneros or Cimarron, which is usually translated as River of the Wild Sheep. Early American explorers also called it the Red Fork of the Arkansas because of water's red color. Early explorers and mapmakers called it by several other names, including Grand Saline, Jefferson, Red Fork, Salt Fork, and Salt River. Description. In New Mexico and extreme western Oklahoma, the river is known as the Dry Cimarron River. This is by contrast to a wetter Cimarron River located further west and flows only through New Mexico. The Dry Cimarron River is not completely dry, but sometimes its water disappears entirely under the sand in the riverbed. The Dry Cimarron Scenic Byway follows the river from Folsom to the Oklahoma border. In Oklahoma, the river flows along the southern edges of Black Mesa, the highest point in that state. As it first crosses the Kansas border, the river flows through the Cimarron National Grassland. The quality of Cimarron water is rated as poor because the river flows through natural mineral deposits, salt plains, and saline springs, where it dissolves large amounts of minerals. It also collects quantities of red soil, which it carries to its terminus. Before the Keystone Dam was built, this silt was sufficient to discolor the Arkansas River downstream. Early explorers, the first Europeans to see the Cimarron River, were apparently Spanish conquistadors led by Francisco Vasquez de Coronado in 1541. The Spanish seemed to do little to exploit the area. The Osage tribe claimed most of the territory west of the confluence of the Cimarron and the Arkansas as theirs. In 1819, Thomas Nuttall explored the lower Cimarron and wrote a report describing the flora and fauna that he found there. In 1821, Mexico threw off Spanish rule and William Becknell opened the Santa Fe Trail. Historical notes of interest: one branch of the Santa Fe Trail, known variously as the Cimarron Route, the Cimarron Cutoff, and the Middle Crossing, ran through the Cimarron Desert and then along the Cimarron River. Lower Cimarron Spring on the bank of the river was an important watering and camping spot. In 1831, Comanche Indians killed Jedediah Smith on the Santa Fe Trail near the Cimarron River. His body was never recovered. In 1834, General Henry Leavenworth established Camp Arbuckle at the mouth of the Cimarron River. This fort, later known as Old Fort Arbuckle, was only active for about a year, and its former site is now submerged beneath the Arkansas River. It should not be confused with the later Fort Arbuckle in Garvin County, Oklahoma. Historic sites along the river include the ruins of Camp Nichols, a stone fort built by Kit Carson in 1865 to protect travelers from raids by Plains Indians on the Cimarron Cutoff. It was located near present-day Wheelers, Oklahoma. The old Chisholm Trail crossed the river at Red Fork Station near present-day Dover, Oklahoma. In the 1890s, the Creek Nation Cave along the Cimarron River near Ingalls in the Oklahoma Territory was a hideout for the Doolan Gang. which included the teenaged bandits, Cattle Annie and Little Britches. On September 18, 1906, a bridge across the Cimarron near Dover, Oklahoma Territory, collapsed beneath a Rock Island train bound for Fort Worth, Texas from Chicago. The bridge was a temporary structure unable to withstand the pressure of debris and high water. Replacement with a permanent structure had been delayed by the railroad for financial reasons. Several sources report that over 100 persons were killed, although this figure is disputed. The true number may be as low as 4.